बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। हेलो फ्रेंड्स, कैसे हो आप सब? उम्मीद है कि एचएपी खैरियत से हों जी। यू आर वाचिंग जीएन न्यूज उर्दू एंड ऐप तक की आम खबरें ये है। आज तारीख है या
May 9, 2022. First, Russia, Ukraine. Chongui tried not to look. The fugitives mentioned the terrorism in the Russian-occupied Azam. Russia's failures in Ukraine will rain down on Putin's Victory Day parade. Victory Day, all eyes are on Russia. As the world marks Nazi Germany's surrender in World War II, many fear that Vladimir Putin could use the opportunity to mobilize. Fighting continues in the Ukrainian city of Luhansk after Russia targeted the central city. Fierce fighting continues in Severodonetsk, an industrial city of 1 lakh people, and Russian troops are trying to seize it. G7 leaders impose new sanctions on Russia over Ukraine war. Some important news from around the world. Saudi King Salman has been admitted to hospital for medical examination. The 86-year-old king was taken to a hospital in the Red Sea city of Jeddah for an unspecified test. Schools: Ukraine will not accept Russian dictatorship. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz says he is convinced Russia will not win its war in Ukraine. Trudeau announces reopening of Canadian embassy in Kyiv. Pictures: fatal explosion at a hotel in Havana. Central items: New Year's Eve nightmare is unbelievable. Fresh fighting has driven 1,000 Yazidi families out of their homes. Despite the ceasefire, the situation remains tense. The Palestinians have vowed to stay in the West Bank despite decades of defeat in the legal battle. Assad of Syria paid an extraordinary visit to allied Iran. Syrian President Bashar al-Assad has visited Tehran only for the second time since the start of the civil war in his country. Israel: 2 Palestinian suspects involved in the Elad attack have been arrested. Israeli security forces say they have arrested 2 Palestinians suspected of carrying out a deadly attack in the town of Al-Rar last week. The arrests came after a massive search. Will high oil prices derail Middle East reforms? Israel arrests Palestinians on suspicion of stabbing. The 2 suspects were detained in a forested area near the site of the attack in Elad Basti after a 3-day search. Now Asian news. John Lee, former security chief who became Hong Kong's leader. Why are the Philippine 2022 elections so important? There are 10 candidates to replace Rodrigo Duterte as president, but only 2 are important. As the crisis deepens, the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka has become embroiled in controversy. Why are the Philippine 2022 elections so important? There are 10 candidates to replace Rodrigo Duterte as president, but only 2 are important. Nepal: Sherpa Kamiritar breaks Everest record. Nepali Sherpa guide Kamiritar set a new world record by climbing Mount Everest for the 26th time. More than 300 people have died trying to conquer the world's highest peak. Pakistani news: army takes strict exemption for attempts to drag its leadership into political discourse. ISP: Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif's visit to different areas of Lahore without protocol. Speech against institutions: Prime Minister announces legal action against Imran Khan. Chief Minister Hamza Shahbaz handed over the important responsibility to Aleem Khan. Chief Minister Hamza Shahbaz has formed a committee to improve the prison system. MP Abdullah Aleem Khan will head the committee to provide better facilities to the inmates. Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif will take legal action against Imran Khan's speech.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe this channel.